Hello and welcome to the RBTV Game of the Week. I'm Luke Jebb, and joining me today is sophomore head coach for men's volleyball, Jonathan Gorney.
Thanks, Luke. Glad to be here with you.
Yeah, so Jonathan, tell me a little bit about these teams. Tonight's matchup will be between the Riverside Brookfield Lady Bulldogs and the Elmwood Park Tigers. So what could we expect from this game?
Well, here's the deal. Because it's early in the season, we don't have a lot to work off of. But what we do know about RB is they're senior-led. They're starting 6 seniors tonight.
Wow.
Elmwood Park we don't know much about. We don't even know what their record is. But RB is coming off a hard opening season loss. They're 0-1 right now.
Ouch.
Knowing that we're opening up conference play today, I'm expecting the seniors to step up in a really large way.
Okay, any particular seniors that you're hoping to have step up?
Yeah, I think Allie Vandermerk is going to kind of lead the Bulldogs. This is her 3rd year up on varsity. She's a setter. Has been setting for 2 years for Coach Bonarigo in this system. She knows how he wants to run the offense. She knows how to play really good defense. Just very athletic. I think that all of the dogs will be looking at her, leaning on her. And then also I think Elena Duvey. Elena Duvey plays outside hitter, but she plays all the way around. So defensively, she plays in the back row as well. And I think she's gonna bring it tonight.
Okay, so 2 people for you guys at home to be kind of keeping tabs on. One will be Allie Vandermerk. She's number 7, in case you didn't know that. And then the second one will be Elena Duvey, number 9.
That's right, yep.
So those are 2 people for you to, like I said before, keep tabs on. But then another thing I'd like to talk about with you, Jonathan, is this type of offense that the Lady Bulldogs will be running.
Yep.
It's called the 6-2. Now, could you explain that to me a little bit? And
Yeah.
for those viewers at home that perhaps aren't as educated with volleyball.
Sure, yeah, the 6-2. The advantage of the 6-2 is that you're keeping hitters in the front row the entire time. You'll have 3 hitters the entire game. And what it means is you're going to have 6 hitters, as in 3 and 3, and that you'll have 2 setters. So when Allie, who's going to start out in the back row as the right side, when she gets to the front row, the opposite hitter, the opposite player of her, who would be Molly Cheney, will sub out, and then Lizzie Hawk will sub in as the next setter, and then Allie will stay in the front row. So at all times, you have 3 hitting options. Whether the setter's in the position 1 or when they rotate up to the front, you still have 6 options.
Very cool. Okay, so what it looks like you're saying is that the 6-2 allows you to have specific people in specific places more of the time, I guess?
Yeah, more of the time. So
what are the alternatives?
Maybe an alternative, exactly. The alternative is a 5-1, which is going to take away a hitter. So when Allie would sub to the front row, when she would rotate to the front row, she would sit there as the setter, setting out of what we call zone 2. And you would only have 2 hitters, so you would have a middle hitter and an outside hitter. So it really limits your
options.
Right. So the 6-2 is really what you lean on when you have 2 very good setters that you can play both ways, and opposite hitters who can bring the ball with some heat and with some control.
Okay, and we're about ready to take off. Here's the first serve coming from number 14, deep into the Bulldog side. Here's a couple of hits around. We're looking for something to happen. That ball's going to find the turf.
Right. And as I expected, Elmwood Park's going to operate a lot out of the middle. It seems to be where their height is and where their strength is. So as you can see in that first volley there, the kill came out of the middle, and she hit to the left side of the court. Any middle that can hit left is pretty valuable.
Okay. Here's another serve. RB down 1-0 here in the early going. Couple passes dished down the middle, hit by Walson.
Yeah, Megan Walson with the kill.
Number 3, not able to dig that. Point goes to the Lady Bulldogs, 1-1.
That's right.
Now getting ready to set for the Bulldogs will be Allie Vandermerk, one of those players we told you to watch. She's serving, a little bit too low into the net. What do you think about that?
Now here's the deal. She does a jump float, but she's very aggressive with it. So it's kind of a risk-reward serve.
Okay.
Stays right at the height of the net.
So perhaps has a lower percentage of getting over, but a higher percentage when it does get over of being an ace or harder to return, something of that sort.
And again, as we see, Elmwood Park bringing it out of the middle.
Middle number 5.
Yep, middle number 5. She, like I said, I think the offense for Elmwood Park is going to operate out of the middle.
Here's the serve from number 13. I apologize right now for the rest of the broadcast. We do not have a roster for the Tigers. So we will be using numbers, and that ball's going to hit into the net. Nice combo block with
Cheney and Megan. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Walson now to serve, number 11. Yet another one of these seniors, like we referenced before. There are 6 seniors on the court right now. Walson with the serve. Getting tossed around, a hit deep, kind of a lollipop. Vandermerk saves.
Yep. Yeah, see, that ball got, when the pass came from the libero in the back row from Conway, she didn't put it high enough. She didn't give Allie a chance to get to the ball. And as a libero, you've got to put the ball high enough for the setter to be able to set it.
There's a nice save over here on this side.
Hard swing out of Elena.
Divvy with a nice hit earlier.
That's a little miscommunication there.
So what happened?
Yep. Well, what happened was we had Megan Orgler going up for a quick 1 and Allie setting a 2 just over her head. So miscommunication there on the height of the set.
What type of terminology are you using here when you say 1 and 2 in regard to serves?
One would be a quick, and a 2 would be a little higher middle set.
Okay, so the quick set is number 1, you say?
Yep, quick set is a 1 to the middle, and a 2 is a little higher to the middle. A 9 is a high set to the opposite hitter, and a 4 is a high set to the outside hitter.
Well, that's a whole lot of numbers I may not remember, but we'll try to keep some tabs on
4-1, 2-9.
4-1-2-9.
Yep, and that's the offense that RB runs.
Apparently it's as simple as that because we have Orgler serving from the back now. Couple tips. Interesting looking set over there now. Finally.
Good location for a free ball.
Oh.
There we go.
Tough stuff. Number 5 or 6, I beg your pardon. Not able to perform.
Now, if you check in the court, you're seeing Amanda Lelovit subbed in. She's a sophomore, listed at 6'1". Really a ton of potential there. Very excited for her to be in the program.
Interesting series of events there. Ball doing a little jig on the top of the net, and there
you go.
After she comes in.
On cue, Amanda Lelovit coming out of the middle, setting a quick with Allie Vandermerk. They seem to be on the same page, which is great when you have a middle and a setter connecting.
Absolutely. You're able to kind of utilize all that height as Orgler serves again. Orgler down the middle. Now stealing
there you go.
A pass. There's Elena again over on that side. Duvey really put in some hard work over the offseason.
Good up by Megan.
Leleveld again.
You can see the quick out of the middle again. It's hard for Elmwood Park to deal with that.
Ooh, Cheney. Now, are possessions generally this long? I mean, this seems like a marathon to me.
This is a long rally. There you go. Elena Duvey taking care of business, putting it down. Now, Luke, just strategically, when you get into a long volley like that, what you want to do is mix it up. And if you keep going to your middle, if you keep going to Amanda Lelovit, you switch it up and throw it out to Elena, and normally that frees up her to have a pretty good swing.
Now, when you're saying you're switching to different people, setting different people, is that to basically avoid blocks, or what is that exactly?
It's all strategic. It's up to the setter to determine who's your hot hitter. You want to put the ball in the hands of people that are going to make plays. And then if defensively, if Elmwood Park has a really strong blocker, you want to kind of steer away from them and get them to a single block where you only have one person blocking.
Okay. I just want to give a little shout out there to, as I like to refer to them, the Lady Bullfrogs.
Okay.
The Lady Bulldogs or whatever, they've got a counterpart at the pool right now, and they're engaged in intense swim meets. So, we wish them the best as number 2 starts serving for Elmwood Park.
There you go.
Here it comes. Walson to Vandermerk to Duvey with a puff, trying to make something happen. Couple saves.
See, Amanda's got to step back and take that ball. Anything inside the 10-foot, you want your middle stepping back to take.
So where exactly is the 10-foot?
10-foot line.
Is there a line?
It's called the attack line or the 10-foot line. It's the red line that's literally 10 feet off the front of the net.
Okay.
And that's where the front row can hit in front of, but the back row cannot.
Gotcha. So there's a little bit of there's a couple rules to basically make sure everything's fair, I suppose. There's a hammer from the side.
Strong swing out of Elena.
And just like that, there's another point for RB.
Here's what you notice. With as hard as Elena swings, it's really hard for teams to dig her.
Absolutely.
So if you're Allie strategically, you're going to go to your hot hitter. Elena, right now, she's swinging well. You want to keep setting her.
Okay. This is going to be Lizzie Hawk.
Lizzie Hawk, yep.
Not sure when she subbed in. I may have missed that. She is a junior.
She just subbed in, and now you're seeing the 6'2" in effect.
Boom goes the dynamite. Vandermerk busts out some fire. And wow, check that out. I don't think they were ready for that at all.
No. And see, this is the 6'2" in effect. If Allie were to stay the setter, she would only have Elena and Amanda to set to right now.
Okay.
But with Lizzie being in, Lizzie's now the setter, and Allie's the opposite hitter.
Oh, so it really opens up the options.
Frees up your options.
Okay, there's a deep serve. Trying to make something
Here's
happen.
a free ball.
Couple passes, a free ball to RB. Ooh, Leleveld with the tough stuff, and Duvey unable to handle.
That's all right. Luleville had the right idea. She wants to take a step back, come off that free ball, and run a quick offense. She was in the right position. Just needed to make a better play.
You know, I suppose if there was one time to kind of mess around with stuff, it may be one of these games, considering, you know, the Tigers are in like maybe a rebuilding year, or the whole program kind of needs a little bit of a look at.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. But they're giving us a run right now. They're sticking even with us. So that's
yeah, for you guys at home, it's 10-8. Lady Bulldogs are up, you know, just in the first game right now. RB's trying to get those jitters out after that tough first game loss to Nazareth Academy.
Good serve.
Duvey serving now. Ooh.
There we go. That's a lift. Now, here's the deal, Luke. When you serve it deep, you take teams out of their offense, because generally a deep serve is not passed all the way to the net. It generally tends to be behind the 10-foot line, which every pass you want to put inside of the 10-foot line. And so it really takes them out of their offense. As you can see there, again, deep serve. Setter's got to run way over for it. There you go.
So what happened there?
I didn't see.
Okay, well, we'll go back to the previous possession. When you said there was a lift, could you describe to the viewers at home what exactly is a lift?
Yeah, if at any point your palm or your entire hand kind of lifts the ball, if it's actually defined, I think, as an elongated contact.
Okay.
So if at any point your hand's touching the ball for a little too long, that's arguably a lift, what we just saw right there.
But they didn't call it for whatever reason or not. Okay, so a couple things to look for. One being a lift on sets generally.
Absolutely.
Okay, two, is there another thing? Well, I suppose, is there anything else we could look for? As there's a serve by number 28 into the net. It's going to be a point to the Bulldogs. 13-9. Dogs
Sure.
are up.
Yep.
Well, you know, is there anything else we want to look for? Is Annabelle Gardner checks into the game. I was a little bit confused there for just a second.
Yep. As Annabelle comes in, I think Megan comes back for the middle attack. Megan Orgler comes back in. So you had your middles just switch there.
Okay, so Gardner checking into the game. Gardner, I believe, is a junior.
Yep. And Heather Conway, the liberos, she's staying on the bench right now. She'll probably come back in after this serve for Gardner.
Gardner's serve will be ruled along. And that's going to be a point
Yep,
to the Tigers. Just like that, she's going to check out, and Leleville comes back in,
go.
just like you said.
Yep, and Amanda's going to sub back in, and Leleville, I'm sorry.
No, I beg your pardon.
Leleville subbed in.
That was my mistake.
Yep,
Conway comes back.
And then Conway came back in.
Okay, 14 serving again. We got a couple little substitutions here going over on the sideline. 2 checks out, 6 checks in for the Tigers, and it is 14-10. Bulldogs are up right now.
There you go, good pass.
Ooh, unable to come up with that. What happened on that possession?
It was a good block. With the set being closer to the outside of the court, Lizzie set short side, which means the close side to the court, and kind of pinned her hitter in there.
So was that a quick set right there?
That's a quick set. That's a one out of Orgler, and you can see she's swinging well.
Okay.
I'm telling you, Luke, when you can get middle production, when you can get your middles hitting hard, all the defense starts queuing on the middle. And then if your middle runs up for a quick, all the defense collapses on her, and you can shoot it outside or right side.
Vandermark serving with that jump float serve you were talking about earlier. So, you know, I hate to make parallels to other sports during a broadcast, but, you know, what it really sounds like is basketball in this case, where, you know, you want to get your middle guy started in the early going because it really opens up other options.
That's right. That's right. You want the defense to collapse on one person, and when you do that, it opens up everybody else.
13 with the serve, Vandermark. Ooh, interesting.
That's a lift right
happening
there.
over there. That is a lift in the open, man. You could really tell on that one. It was like crawling up her arm.
That's right. Checking in for the game, Hannah Claywell.
Hannah Claywell.
That's right. Hannah's checking in for Megan Molson.
Little shout out to Hannah Claywell, good friend of my younger sibling, actually. And that serve is going to be no good.
See, it's the jump float again. It's a risk reward. It's a really, really good, effective serve if you can hit it right.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you're seeing a couple missed serves. And I know nothing gets at Coach Bonarigo more than missed serves.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the coaching staff here at RB. You know, from everything that I've seen, they've done a great job in particular over the last couple years when I was here. But now, I mean, can you speak a little bit about them? Is that's going to be a lift or a carry?
That's a lift. Yep.
Okay, so, I mean, who are the head coaches?
Head coach for the Guys Varsity is Coach Dan Bonarigo.
Also coaches girls varsity as well.
He coaches Guys Varsity and Girls Varsity, correct.
Other coaches involved?
The other coach is Coach Jen Lyons. She's the assistant varsity coach for the girls team.
Okay.
Those two have been coaching for 5 or 6 years together now in the same positions, head coach, assistant varsity coach.
Dynamic duo, if you will.
Yeah, really good. They've built up a great program. At the sophomore level, you have Coach Passananti, Jenna Passananti, who recently got engaged.
Oh,
Congratulations
look at
to
that.
her and Bo. Yep.
Jenna repping a ring.
Yep, so she's been coaching the sophomore girls for the past 3 years and is doing so again this year. This will be her 4th season. And then at the freshman level, it is Miss Hansen. It's
Miss Hansen.
Yep.
Okay.
And this is her 2nd year as a coach. She was the freshman girls B team coach last year, and then now she is the freshman A and B coach this year.
Gotcha. Okay, a little shout out to some of the guys that look like to be maybe team managers or something like that, helping out on the bench. Is going to be Dan Carber with his partner in crime, Jack McCarthy, going alongside another varsity men's volleyball player, Richie Green.
Right, yeah, I've had the privilege to coach all 3 of those guys. Wonderful guys. A lot of fun.
Ton of fun.
Not a lot of brilliance.
Well, yeah.
They're fun guys, though.
Number 5 with the serve. Bit of a hammer serve. I mean,
yep.
Is that one technique to really kind of just hit the serve as hard as you can?
Yeah, it's a float serve. It's a hard float. I'll tell you what, the hardest serve to pass is a float. It's like a knuckleball. Can't see. You got to stay in front of the ball.
Yet another sport parallel. Ooh, interesting passing going on. Doobie hits ball.
Now here's what you're going to notice. If we had a net camera, you would see that RB's blockers are about a foot off the net.
Okay.
It's not what you want. You want them right up against the net.
Oh, tough roll for RB. That's going to be a point to the Tigers, which is going to push them to a 1-point lead over the Bulldogs.
Number 5, who's the middle attack, who's really strong in the middle, just gets away with an ace there.
Yeah,
caught the top of the net, and it just kind of dribbled over. So great serve.
Happens to pull out a little magic. You know, the Tigers really giving RB a run for the money here in the early going. I think really taking him by surprise is Doobie hits that ball long.
Yep, really is. And what you saw there, 5 serving a hard top spin serve. So she snaps her wrist, gets her hand on top of the ball, and it sort of acts like a sinker ball. It drops right over the net. There you go.
Conway to Orgler, and that's going to be wide.
She's got to keep that ball in play, Luke.
Yet another point.
There's no block on her. She has to keep the ball in play. A little early on her approach, but still.
Here's a hit. That ball nearly finds the ground. Saved by Walson to Vandermark. Going for the corner. Scoped.
Very good. Molly Cheney taking the ball line. What you'll see a lot out of right side hitters is the dynamic right side hitters will be able to hit line very efficiently. And that's what you want. And Molly Cheney obviously just exposed that in the Elmwood Park defense of the right side, just being wide open.
Yeah, finds the gap, gets the ball back. Orgler now serving.
You can see RB's intent is to work out of the middle to free everything else up.
Oh, free ball. Trying to make something
There we
happen.
go. That's a double.
Would you like to explain to me what a double is?
Yeah, double, absolutely. Double is when any time a player uses their hands and the ball does not make contact at the same time, so it kind of hits it twice in one moment. So it'll kind of go left, right, or right, left.
Okay, there's a tip. Saved again. Oh, unable to get over the net. Yeah, it was a good attempt, but not quite good enough.
And Luke, again, I think that would be blocked if our blockers got to the net. That ball goes straight down. A couple things just to clean up. Elmwood Park with a 2-point lead.
I mean, did you get a chance to see the game versus Naz?
I didn't. I was out of town. But I talked to Coach Bonarigo about it. As you see Cheney there try and go line again. Coach Bonarigo loved the effort, loved the way the girls got after it. Just said there's a lot of pregame jitters, a lot of first-game jitters. Just trying to feel the court out and feel how each other plays. It's the first time a lot of them played together.
That serve is going to be well wide. And luckily it bails RB out because, they were down 21-18 there. It's a three-point deficit. It's getting pretty close here now.
Yeah, I think Coach Bonarigo's in a bit of a shock right now because I think he was very well prepared for this game and thought the girls would be as well. Looks like they came out a little bit asleep.
Yeah, Lizzie Hawk with a nice serve. Good save by number 28. A couple interesting
hits.
That's a lift.
Yep, there we go.
There's a lift. Thank you.
Now here's the
Bring
deal.
that to the bank and cash it.
Luke, you can check this out. If 5 is not in the front row for Elmwood Park, they have no offense. Right? They have no offense.
Here we go. Hawk again, going line on the
There you
serve. And Vandenberg with the hit.
That's a good swing. Here we go. Here comes a free ball. Hey, good job. No,
Free ball, more like a free point.
Yeah, let me tell you about free ball. A free ball is when the team does not have an offensive attack. And it's kind of a free ball. You're just throwing it over to you.
Okay.
Normally, just me strategically, on a free ball, I want to run something very quick. If they're going to give us an easy pass, we're going to make the good pass first because you can't do anything without a good pass. Once the pass is made, you run something quick.
Okay.
Whether it's a back one or a front one, a back one is with the opposite hitter, the right side hitter coming up quickly, just as the same as the front side middle would come up.
Okay.
And it's just a quick set backwards.
Very cool. Kind of make them pay for it as soon as possible.
That's right. And again, if like RB is doing, just tying it up 21-21, the more you work the middle, the more those free shots, the quicks will open up to other people. So if you can send a quick to the outside or a quick to the backside, frees everything up.
Makes sense. Okay, serving now. It's going to be, Lizzie Hawk one more time. I think she's got 3 straight serves here.
In the front row right now, we have Lelevit in the middle. We've got Allie on the right side, Allie Vandermerk, and Allie Shimowski hitting on the outside.
Okay.
So sophomore, junior, and a senior.
Really changing it up here. Maybe, that senior heavy / only senior lineup with 6 seniors to start the game might not have been the, right lineup that Coach Bonarigo really wanted. Here's the serve.
Lizzie with a good aggressive serve takes Elmwood Park right out of their offense.
Two with an interesting thing.
There we
Balls
go.
over to here. Oh, yeah, check that out. You've got some cat-like reflexes, my friend. As soon as that was coming over here, I wasn't afraid. I knew you had it.
That was either cat-like or the ball was moving slow. One of the two, but thank you.
We could check the tapes later. I'm pretty sure it was lightning fast. There's a tip and an interesting save. Dogs on the ground.
See, RB,
free ball.
RB giving the free ball, yep. And we're going to go outside with this. That's out of bounds. There you go, RB. 23-21 lead.
Looking like they're going to be able to possibly pull this one out of the ditch because it was looking bad for a little bit there.
Timeout, Elmwood Park, as RB takes a 2-point lead, 2 points away from ending this game.
Okay, so in volleyball, you play a game to 25, and then the match itself is the best of 3 out of those games, correct?
2 out of 3, correct. Yep.
Okay, so considering we're in a 1-minute timeout here, what is Coach Dan Bonarigo saying to his ladies?
Finish.
Okay.
You got to finish. You got to play a smart ball right now. A lot of pressure is falling on Lizzie Hawk right now. As a junior, her first home varsity game, a lot of pressure here with a hard serve.
Okay.
So she's got the jump float. It's a risk reward, but if she serves this right, it takes Elmwood Park completely out of their offense and gets us a point.
Okay.
So I'm sure he mentioned that to her, and then I'm sure he mentioned tips, because when a team, here's what a tip is. When a team like Elmwood Park is struggling offensively,
absolutely,
they'll quit swinging and they'll just start tipping the ball over with their hands open, kind of a little dump shot. So you might see RB's defensive back line come way up to cover the tip, because that's generally when the game gets close. Teams who don't have a good offensive attack will generally resort to tipping.
Okay. Here we go. Hawk again with the serve, going for that corner and just sniping it. Check that out. 24-21. The Dogs on something like a 5 or 6 point run right here.
Yep, and if you notice, she didn't do the jump float. She just did the regular float. Feeling more comfortable on the ground.
Here we go. Trying to put that nail in the coffin.
Here comes a tip.
Tip, just like you said.
Defensive line's all back. Out of the middle.
A little bit of a quick, unable to kill with that.
There you go, Lelevit with the block and the game.
Blocking the game, RB able to storm back after going down 21, I believe 18.
Yep.
Somewhere around an 8-point comeback there to finish off the first game. So that's going to be an RB first game victory, 25-21. And you know what? Jonathan and I will check back in for the second game. Thanks for watching. And welcome back to the RBTV Game of the Week. I'm still Luke Jebb, and I'm still with Jonathan Gorney. This game today is between the Lady Bulldogs from RB and the Elmwood Park Tigers. We're playing volleyball, and the score of the first game was 25-21. Jonathan, could you paint a little picture for the viewers back home? What happened in the first game, and what are you looking for the second game?
Absolutely. I think RB came out to a slow start.
Okay.
Kind of battled back and forth, let Elmwood Park hang around. This next game, I don't think that's going to happen. I think RB is going to come out. They've kind of got the kinks worked out, and they're kind of come out aggressive.
Okay, starting to get that timing down a little bit.
That's right.
As we have Who was that again? It was
Lizzie
Lizzie Hawk coming back here, serving just like she did.
There we go. Starting off strong. Elena Duvey outside attack.
Yeah, just a little recap for those viewers at home. We, being RB, went on, I believe, an 8-0 run to finish off that last game. And it was all fueled by Lizzie Hawk serving. She's back here for the second game, continuing the serving. And we're up 1-0 so far. Vandermerk to Orgler with a little tip over.
Here goes a free ball. Now look for something quick. There you go.
Orgler able to put that down. RB takes an early 2-0 lead.
That's right. Now that's a set. That's called a 21.
Okay, so now we're working with a 1, 2, a 4, 9, and a 21.
There you go. You got them all. 21 is set about 2 yards away from the setter, and it is set as quickly as a 1 is. So it's kind of a shoot to the outside. That should be a point. There you go.
There's a point over by us. Able to kick that ball back into the court. One more time, demonstrating our great reflexes.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 3-0 already.
That's right.
We're doing good.
Strong serving. Strong serving out of Lizzie. She's really getting after it.
Lizzie serving again. This is going to be something like, her 11th serve in a row. Jonathan, what is the biggest serving streak, if you will, that you've ever seen?
Be Richie Green last year, the varsity regional playoffs. I think Richie had somewhere around 35 serves.
Unbelievable.
In a row. Transferring from game 1 to game 2.
Wow.
Set a state record.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, that's quite a streak. I'm pretty sure my arm would be falling off by that point. Or at least pulling out the oil can to try to get the thing working. Lizzie Hawk, meanwhile, is giving Richie a little bit of a run for his money. Well, she's got somewhere around 12, 13. It's really getting out there. 5-0 already for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's out of bounds. There you go.
Out of bounds, yet another point to the Dogs. Early 6-0 lead for the Dogs. Really kind of authoritatively putting the foot down and saying, no more of this messing around. We got our timing down. We're,
so I said,
we mean business.
I think they're going to come out aggressive. Lizzie's serving is looking really good.
That's just terrifying.
Yep. Well, and here's the deal. When she serves hard, it takes every offense out of their game. Doesn't matter who you're playing. Play Naz and Lizzie serves this way. It's going to look a lot different.
Sure. Again, Hawk with an authoritative serve.
Good reception, right side set.
Trying to make something happen. Foot possibly over the line. Vandermerk with a quick toss over, trying to take them out of their element. Nice save. Vandermerk with a pass. Duvey with a hammer.
Again, another outside attack from Elmwood Park. It's going to be a free ball coming here. You're going to want to aim for the corners.
Vandermerk down to the middle of the court, unable to get to the corners. We've got the Bulldog mascot doing some funny stuff over there on the left side. Trying to do a cartwheel and kind of a failed attempt as Duvey hits the ball into the block.
There you go.
Out of play, and it's going to go to the Bulldogs.
That's right. Hit off the blocker and flew out of bounds. Another long rally. Again, when 5 is in the front row for Elmwood Park, expect some kind of defensive presence.
Okay. Just like we saw in the first game as Hawk continues to serve.
Lizzie, 8 in a row here.
8-0 in the second game. Now somewhere around 16 serves in a row. Make that 17. This streak just does not seem to want to end. Hawk one more time as Dan Bonarigo shouts out one little last-minute command from the sideline. He looked a little bit, I actually can't say this. He didn't look perturbed in the first game until, maybe that one point when they went down 21-18.
Yep.
Just for a moment or two, I could feel, a little bit of anxiety or see it in his face. But, he looks.
Just wanted to regroup, you think,
That's when he called the timeout. There's a misserve. And right now, Mr. Bonarigo looks nothing short of peachy.
Is it the shirt color? Is that why he's in that?
Yeah, I'm thinking it was the shirt color.
Okay. Now you'll see he's holding that binder there. And if you see, he puts his hand behind the binder, and he's giving each server a zone to serve to. Okay, and there's 6 zones on a court, and so each server will get a zone from Coach Bonarigo, and then they will serve to that zone as an attempt, as kind of a strategic setup.
Okay, makes sense. Kind of like a general.
Yeah, if
off the court a little bit.
As a coach, sometimes you look to serve it to a weaker passer, or you serve it to an area of the court that you see is wide open. There's all kinds of strategies into the zone that you pick to serve to, but Elena really hitting zones right now.
Okay, so Duvey again with the serve. It's 11-1. Bulldogs are up. And just, dwell on the pass for a couple seconds. There's a nice kill by Orgler, really aiming the ball well, finding the corner and just, putting it away.
Off corner, that was a 21 again. Orgler got separation from setter. Lizzie, she was separated from her, and she put down the 21 in the left corner. That's a great play.
Duvey to serve again. There was a nice save over here on the left side a couple points ago, but, She had to get back there, let him know. I noticed as there's an almost long serve that they end up passing.
Comes a free ball.
Back into the back right corner.
Lena with a back row attack.
Far side.
Just a bit outside.
Yeah, those seem to be pretty tough right there because, you're trying to hit from so far behind the net. Your angle isn't that great. What do you think about that? They try to hit with topspin?
Try and hit with topspin, but the most important thing is you put the ball in play.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. You got to have some sort of chance to win the point. If it's out of bounds, you really don't have anything. That ball's off the top of the net.
No surprise. Good serve out of 5.
Yeah, number 5 really repping a lot more than the rest of the team is.
Yeah, she's a good player.
She's a good player, also repping an interesting-looking ribbon in her hair. Yeah, I can't help but point out RB's looking nothing sort of smashing in their great white and blue uniforms. While Elmwood Park's wearing kind of yellowy gold with a set of black shoes. I've never been a big fan of black shoes. I know it's kind of trivial getting down to aesthetics, but come on.
Yeah, I agree. Something to fashion, right? There you go. Good job.
In moderation. That point is going to go to RB. That's going to make it 13-3. The Dogs are up. We've got a interesting jig going down here over in the corner with the Bulldogs, like I referenced before. Not sure if those cameras got that.
Megan Orgler back to serve. Good aggressive serve. Pins the hitter to the outside.
Ooh, Walson unable to connect on that one. Just a little bit too low into the net. It's going to make it 13-4.
It's a hard set and a hard swing. You can see Allie's shoulders weren't necessarily squared up to the net when she set that ball, which means she didn't get the amount of height and distance she wanted on it.
Yeah, for sure. Checking into the game, I believe we've got Brittany Jean-Baptiste.
Yeah. Now, Brittany, I had a chance to coach her 2 years ago. Really good, real aggressive swing out of the middle. Still young and playing volleyball. Hasn't played for too many years, but really, really good player.
Yeah, what players did you have a chance to coach, in previous years?
Yeah, all the juniors this year. So any junior that's on the court, so Lizzie Hawk and Brittany Jean-Baptiste. I had a chance to, going down the list, Annabelle
Gardner.
Annabelle Gardner.
And maybe
Hannah
one or two others.
Claywell,
We could always
Allie
check back
Shimowski,
in with that.
Yep.
Vandenberg getting ready to serve.
The one thing, Luke, I'll tell you what, I really enjoy that Coach Bonarigo is doing right now is he's getting all of his players in.
Into the net?
Yep. It's a solid, you're putting together a solid performance. You've got a 10-point lead. Start rotating people in, right?
Yeah.
First game, a little jittery, trying to, get their kind of get on the same page. But now seems like all cylinders are firing and they're getting everyone in there.
Really, in my opinion at least, is that serve's going to be in on the line. That's going to be 16-5.
Yeah.
Great jump float. It really makes the rest of the players on that usually sitting on the bench make it feel like it's a real team effort. They
Absolutely.
really feel like part of the team. Get them involved. Get them fired up.
They're engaged. Absolutely. Everybody on that team has played in this game.
Practice hard too. Vandenberg again. That's going to be a little bit low.
It's all right.
Like you were saying before, that kind of risk and reward type serve.
Absolutely.
It's going to be number 3 serving.
Now, for RB, they're in rotation 1, so Allie's back there setting. Molly Cheney checked back in to hit opposite side.
That serve's going to be too far. Get another point to the Dogs. It's really starting to pile up now. It looks like it may be out of reach for Elmwood Park.
That's a good eye.
17-6.
Hannah with the jump float as well.
Interesting wind-up there, almost like a pitcher with her own little flair on it. Vandenberg unable to save an interesting dive roll spin combo, one-handed punch, not quite there.
She's athletic, right?
Yeah,
You'll notice this, Jean-Baptiste, again, not totally on the net. She'll get that. The more she plays varsity, the more she'll realize she has to be up to the net. A communication breakdown there.
Conway to Vandenberg to Jean-Baptiste, and that ball is going to be a point to the Tigers. What happened there?
Yeah, so you don't put that one on Allie. That's a bad pass, a miscommunication of who was going to take that pass. And so Allie tried making an effort, tried to make a good set out of it, one-handed set, just didn't make it.
Wow, check that out. Nice aim right there. Baptiste able to find the line on the left side.
Yep, she's going to be checking out, and Gardner's going to be checking in.
Nice. Coach Bonarigo really getting all his players in like you referenced before.
That's right, and Orgler comes in and Libero goes out. The Libero being Heather Conway.
Coach Bonarigo doing a good job mixing different players in there, kind of senior guys as well as some of those younger players as well.
That was a great set by Allie Vandermark, but Elena had 5 was over for the block, and 7 was over also. So
Yeah,
double
pretty much
block,
the
kind of hard to
entire
hit over the
Great Wall of China assembled
Right.
before while she's trying to hit. A little bit tough.
Elmwood Park student body was blocking right.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough when you got, 900 kids or something.
Yeah.
Into the net again. These serving errors are really starting to add up and, kind of only add to the whole pile of things that are kind of taking the Tigers down.
Yep. Emma Shander's checking back in. She's going to be checking in at the opposite hitter. And Lizzie Hawk, now again, 6'2", coming into play right here.
Okay, 6'2".
Lizzie Hawk's going to be setting from the back.
Opening those options.
Annabelle checks in for Allie Vandermeer.
Great. And again, there's a nice serve, unable to save that.
That's right.
There's an ace. Boom goes the dynamite if we're going to bust that phrase out one more time. And, it's looking good. It's looking good for RB. And as far as I can, foresee, it's smooth sailing from here on out with 20-9. The Bulldogs are up. It looks like the game is outside of reach, out of reach for the Tigers here.
One, you've got Lizzie serving again, and it's a real aggressive serve.
Yeah, I can't help but guess there's a nice save.
Here comes a free ball. Let's see where she goes with
Tigers.
this. Go on the opposite side. Emma Shander.
Interesting. Kind of mixing up a little bit, able to get a point.
Yep. Shander kind of mishit that one, but that's okay. The defense wasn't ready. The defense was way on their heels. And when you're digging, you want to be low, but you want to be on your toes leaning into it. And as Elmwood Park sat on their heels, they didn't have enough to catch up to that.
And we've got a little bit of a hesitation here. It looks like we're going to have
there's a substitution
sort
going
of a substitution getting in the way of the serve.
Yeah. Lizzie Hawk got a little excited.
Like I was saying before, it's got to be a little tough for the other team, realizing that, Hawk has already served 16 straight serves. Now she's coming back in. Looks like she might put the final couple nails in the coffin.
Yep.
Number 5 with a nice hit. Good save.
Hawk back to back.
Finish that. Ooh. Don't mess with number 5. That's kind of my scouting report for the Tigers.
She's swinging, man. The Hawk had 2 really nice digs on that ball, on that volley.
Number 8 coming up with the serve. Claywell. With a
quick out of the middle to Ogla.
With a quick set. I like that. So that's a number 1.
That's a 1.
Nice.
Megan Ogla doing really well with the 1 ball.
I also want to point out, number 5 has got some bizarre shoes. It looks like, Mizuno might be one of kind of the top contenders for volleyball shoes from what I can see.
Yeah, right?
She's got just some hilarious looking, I don't even know what color those are, but they are really something.
Yeah. I'm going to concentrate over here on Allie's serve. She's serving a jump top right now. Another high risk, high reward. That's a foot fault.
Wow.
That's all right. Got by the official. Hard set.
Ooh, just going to be a little bit wide. That's going to make it 23-11. Just a couple more points, and we're going to be able to put this down. But, like I said before, this is great practice for the Lady Bulldogs, especially some of the younger players.
Lizzie was kind of tapping her shoulder saying, my fault, my fault. That was a hard set to try and throw out there.
Shander with a hit.
Yeah.
That ball's going to be into the net, trying to get over.
Yeah, and you can see Emma, you can see the difference between that swing and her last swing when she connects with the ball. I mean, it's coming pretty hard.
Okay, Baptiste checking in for what appears to be the last point.
Yep.
It looks like the only senior that's going to be on the court right now.
Conway.
It's going to be Conway. She's serving. It's 24-11.
Good serve.
That's a deadly service.
Here comes a free ball. Yep.
See if RB can capitalize, kind of put the final nail in the coffin.
Yep, we're in the net. Yep, Jean-Baptiste in the net.
Okay, so what's the rule with going into the net?
Can't touch the net.
Okay.
Nothing can touch the net. And so that set kind of pushed her in. Yep, and Coach Bonrigo's instructing Lizzie. Her shoulders were square to the net, not to perpendicular across parallel to the net.
Okay, well, you know what, Jonathan, thanks so much for being on the broadcasting. It's been great having you alongside. A whole lot of volleyball knowledge that I don't exactly have.
Thanks,
this
Luke.
Appears to be one of the last possessions.
Yeah,
and there's the out. That's the ball game, to borrow a baseball phrase. The final score is going to be 25-12. The Lady Bulldogs come out with a nice victory over Elmwood Park, just like you predicted. Much shorter second game. RB meant business. They clearly came out swinging in the second game.
Yeah.
Going a big run, finished at 25-12. A great game so far.
Well, more importantly, they're now 1-0 in the conference.
Yeah, it's great to be able to start off that conference season with a great start at 1-0. For the RBTV Game of the Week, I'm Luke Jebb. He's Jonathan Gorney. We hope you have a great night.